Hi guys, welcome back. Well, I promised a while back that I'd do you an in-depth review of the new front bumper. That's a 997 GT3 style bumper. So let's go and do it. So, where do we start then? We start first with a word of warning. If ever you're going to fit an aftermarket bumper or a body kit to a car, don't expect it to fit and look perfect straight out of the box, because it never will. There's always going to be a certain amount of fettling and a certain amount of extra work you're going to have to do. So be happy with that. Second warning. Now, usually I fit these panels myself. However, fate stepped in and I was lucky enough that the insurance company and the body shop agreed to fit the bumper as part of an accident repair they were doing. So the first time I got to see the bumper was when I picked the car up from the body shop, and to be perfectly honest, it wasn't what I was expecting. I bought it off the internet, and the word of advice there is ask for extra pictures and have a good look at the pictures to make sure you know what you're getting, because this is what I was expecting and this is what I got. However, the one I was expecting generally was around £1,000 on most websites. The one I've got was under £300. I said there'd be a little fettling when you fitted the bumper. Well, the body shop actually said there was a lot of fettling. This body line here apparently was nowhere near the bonnet. In actual fact, they said at each end here it was curving up so much that it was going under the bonnet, so they had to trim it right back to get the line to match. So there was a hell of a lot of work there, and it doesn't stop there. They had to do a lot of work to get the bumper eye cover to fit, and another lot of work to get the side repeater lamps to fit. So that covers everything that the body shop did. From that point onwards, everything's down to me. And one of the first jobs that I had to do when I got the car back home was the number plate. The number plate was really angled up and pointing skywards and looked absolutely stupid. So really the options were do away with the number plate mounting bracket, the plastic mounting plate that it goes on, and fit the number plate straight to the bumper, or trim the mounting plate down. And I think it looks more professional with the mounting plate there and the number plate on that. So out came the Dremel and the Stanley knives and the sandpaper, and we just trimmed down the number plate mounting bracket until the number plate sat in line. It's still a little bit angled upwards, a little bit work needed on it, but that's something for another day. It looks perfectly presentable as it is. Bottom lip was the next thing that I dealt with. Now I've used a black brush paint, satin black brush paint, that is water based, so you can wash the brush out nice and easy. Now the reason I've done this, because something I didn't mention at the start of the video, is the front lip. It's not so much that it's low, you have quite a big clearance there, probably a good 6 or 7 inches of clearance underneath it. But the problem with the Boxster is the distance from here back to the wheels is quite a long way, so it moves up and down. As you go up and down gradients, it does touch very, very easily. It's one of those things you have to take into consideration with body kits and things like this. It's the practicality. There's no way that you're going to get through life without catching the bottom lip from time to time. So with the black satin brush paint, it's very easy. Quickly, I keep some body filler in the boot, and I keep some rubbing down paper in the boot, and I keep the paint and the brush indoors. Half an hour, if you scrape the bottom, half an hour, little bit of filler, little bit of black paint, it's good as gold again. So It makes it really practical and easy to live with. You can keep the front lip nice and clean without much work at all. Last but by no means least is sorting out some mesh to go in the vents. Obviously I want mesh in there to protect the radiators, but also I think it makes the bumper look more finished. I don't really want to try and take the bumper off because you don't know how involved it is. It may not be as simple as a standard bumper if they had to fiddle around a bit to get it off. So I want to try and put the mesh in with the bumper on there. And I don't want to use the normal technique of just using like loads of silicone or body filler to glue the mesh in from the back, because obviously you can't get the mesh out if it ever gets damaged or you need to work on the bumper. And generally I think it just looks unprofessional when you take the bumper off and you just see loads of goo stuck around the back of it. Also I wanted a nicer finish around the edge of the mesh. I didn't want that kind of mesh straight onto the raw cut fiberglass edging around the vents. So the plan I have in mind at the moment is to try and get an old boot seal or door seal and use that, put that on round the edge of the vents to give you a nice finish there, and then try and glue the mesh to the rubber seal, so that once the glue's dried you can actually take the whole thing off. You can just pull it off and push it back on, which will make it easy to work on and give it a nice professional finish. This is an idea in progress, so it may not materialize that way, you don't know, but I will keep you updated on it, and it might be kind of a bit at a time. So it might be try the rubber seal and then trying the mesh and just seeing how it goes. So that covers all the pros and cons of fitting an aftermarket bumper. It may be a little bit of inconsistency in some of the shots because I've had to film it pretty much as and when I can. And now, for example, I'm going over a speed hump very gently, just in case it touches on that, because it's quite a sharp one, but it didn't. Yeah, so that shows you the pros and cons of fitting an aftermarket bumper and sort of what it's like trying to live with it, taking the practicalities into consideration, as well as all the extra work you've got to do on it to make it really look the part and look an original part. So hope you found it interesting, hope you found it helpful. If you're considering fitting a bumper or splitter on the back or wings, which I'm planning to do, or a full body kit. If I've missed anything, please put your questions in the comments box underneath. I'll try and answer them for you, and when I start on the vents I'll make a video out of that, and probably when it comes to the point where I've got to do a bit of repair work on the lip, I'll make a little video out of that for you. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please click the like and click the little bell so you get notifications on all the new videos that we're going to bring to you. See you again soon in the next video.